Have you ever wondered what happens in the unseen world, in the moments that bridge life and eternity? We talk about guardian angels as protectors, as guides through our earthly journey. But what about their final, most sacred duty? What happens at the exact moment your guardian angel, the being assigned to you from your first breath, receives the order that your time on earth is over? It's not a thought we often entertain. We imagine them as eternal protectors, but we rarely consider the moment their mission fundamentally changes. What does that celestial order look like? How is it delivered? And most importantly, how does your angel react? Today, we are going to pull back the veil. Because a humble Polish nun, a mystic of our modern age, was shown this exact moment. Saint Faustina Kowalska, the apostle of divine mercy, saw it all. And what she witnessed will change the way you see your life, your death, and the silent companion walking beside you. Stay with me, because what I am about to share, taken directly from the visions granted to a saint, is one of the most profound and hidden truths about our final moments. This isn't speculation, this is a spiritual testimony. Before we delve into the heart of this revelation, we must first understand who was receiving these visions. Faustina Kowalska was not a theologian or a scholar. She was a simple, uneducated woman in a convent in Poland in the early 20th century. Yet she was chosen by heaven for an extraordinary mission. Her life was a tapestry of profound spiritual experiences, conversations with Jesus, the Virgin Mary, and the angels. These weren't vague feelings or dreams. They were vivid, detailed encounters which she was instructed to record in a diary. This diary, today known as the Diary of Saint Maria Faustina Kowalska, Divine Mercy in My Soul, is a spiritual treasure chest filled with insights into the nature of God, the soul, and the spiritual realm. The Church has studied this diary meticulously and, after years of investigation, not only validated her experiences but declared her a saint. Her visions are considered private revelation, a gift given to her not for her own sake but for the sake of the entire world. She saw hell and purgatory, and she saw the intricate workings of divine mercy at the hour of death. So when we talk about what Saint Faustina saw, we are talking about a window into a reality that is normally hidden from our mortal eyes, a reality that is more real than the world we see around us. And it all begins with understanding the true role of our guardian angel, not just as a protector, but as a celestial witness to our entire existence. From the moment of our conception, a specific angel is assigned to us. This is not a fairy tale, it is a profound theological truth. This being of pure light and intellect is tasked with a singular mission: to guide you, to protect you from spiritual and physical harm, and to constantly present your prayers and good deeds before the throne of God. Think about it. Every single moment of your life, in your joys and your sorrows, in your triumphs and your failures, you have never been truly alone. There has always been a silent, powerful presence by your side, a warrior of God whose sole focus is your soul's salvation. Saint Faustina had a very special and intimate relationship with her own guardian angel. She spoke with him daily. He would comfort her in times of distress, wake her for prayer, and protect her from the forces of darkness that often assailed her. He was her friend, her confidant, her direct link to the heavenly court. She describes him as a serene but powerful figure, his gaze always fixed on God, yet his attention always on her. This duality is key. The angel exists simultaneously in the presence of God and by our side on earth. They see the face of the Father, and yet they walk with us through our darkest valleys. This constant, unwavering companionship is the foundation of their mission. They fight battles for us that we will never know about. They deflect temptations we are too weak to resist on our own. They inspire thoughts of hope and courage when we are on the verge of despair. They are God's personal love letter to each and every one of us. But what happens when the mission to guard and protect a life on earth reaches its preordained conclusion? What happens when the directive is no longer keep this soul safe in the world, but prepare this soul for its final judgment and its journey home? This is the moment we are here to explore. Saint Faustina was shown what happens when that divine command is issued, the celestial order that changes everything. And the angels' reaction, the first thing they do in that sacred, solemn moment, is not what you might expect. It is something far more profound and far more personal. The first thing the angel does is not to look at you with sadness. It is not a moment of loss for them. Instead, in that instant, the angel turns its entire being towards the throne of God in an act of profound and perfect adoration. This is the first secret. Before any action is taken concerning you, the angel first worships the decision of the Creator. They are beings of pure will, perfectly united with God's will. And so, when the order comes, their first response is an explosion of love and praise for the wisdom and perfection of God's plan. They adore the perfect timing. They adore the mercy that has accompanied every moment of your life, and the mercy that will now carry you home. This death order is not a cold, bureaucratic command. Saint Faustina's experiences describe the spiritual realm as one of light, intention, and love. The order is a wave of divine knowledge, a pulse of pure light and truth that emanates from the heart of the Trinity. It communicates not just the what and when, but the why. The angel understands in that instant the full and beautiful reason your earthly pilgrimage is complete. Immediately following this act of worship, something incredible happens. The angel is granted a complete, instantaneous vision of your entire life, not as a judge, but as your most intimate advocate. They see every moment, not just what you did, but why you did it. They see the secret intentions of your heart, the hidden struggles, the silent victories. Think of it. They see the prayer you whispered in the dark when you felt abandoned. They see the secret act of charity no one else ever knew about. They see the time you forgave someone who didn't deserve it, and the tear you shed for a stranger's pain. All of it. They also see your failings, but they see them through the lens of God's mercy. They see the times you fell and got back up, the sincere contrition in your heart, the desire to be better. This is not a judgment. It is an inventory of grace. The angel gathers all the good you have ever done, every prayer, every small act of love, and prepares to present it as a testament to your life. They become, in that moment, the ultimate witness for your defense. They hold the story of your soul in their hands, ready for the moment you will stand before God. But with this divine order, the spiritual battlefield around you intensifies 1,000-fold. The enemy of our souls, the accuser, knows that the clock is ticking. His final opportunity to sow despair, doubt, and fear is at hand. The final moments are his most cherished hunting ground. And so, the guardian angel's mission shifts. They move from being a gentle guide to a formidable warrior. Saint Faustina, in her diary, frequently described seeing the terrifying battles waged by angels against demons for the souls of the dying. She saw how the forces of darkness would swarm around the bedside, whispering lies, bringing up past sins, trying to drag the soul into despair. But she also saw the radiant power of the guardian angel, standing like a pillar of light, repelling these attacks. Their presence becomes a fortress around the soul. Their sword, which is the power of God, is drawn and ready. They are no longer just walking with you. They are shielding you for the final, most important transition of your existence. This initial invisible preparation is just the beginning. The angel has received the order, they have adored God's will, and they have prepared for the final battle. But what happens next? How do they begin to prepare you?
You might think this process is entirely unconscious, but Saint Faustina's visions reveal that the angel begins to send subtle yet powerful signals, signs that your soul, if not your mind, can understand. What are these first signs, and how does the angel begin the sacred process of detaching you from this world? The answer to that is the next layer of this incredible revelation. The preparation begins not with a sound, but with a silence. The angel, now in a heightened state of vigilance, begins to gently quiet the noise of the world in your soul.
This is not a process you would necessarily notice with your conscious mind, but your spirit feels it profoundly. The first sign is often a sudden and inexplicable sense of detachment. The things that once held so much power over you, your anxieties about the future, your regrets about the past, your daily worries and worldly ambitions, they begin to lose their sharp edges. It's as if a soft filter has been placed over your perception of the world. An argument you had years ago that still brought you pain might suddenly seem insignificant. A career goal that you chased with all your might now feel strangely empty. This is not depression or apathy, it is a holy recalibration. Your angel is helping your soul to gently loosen its grip on the temporal, so that it may more easily grasp the eternal. Have you ever looked at old photographs and felt a strange distance from the person you were? Imagine that feeling, but for your entire life, happening in real time. It is a gift of perspective, allowing you to see your earthly journey from a higher vantage point, preparing you for the moment you will leave it all behind. The second sign is a powerful interior call to reconciliation. Your guardian angel, who has witnessed every interaction of your life, begins to bring to the forefront of your mind the people you need to forgive and the people from whom you need to seek forgiveness. Memories you thought were long buried may surface, not to haunt you, but to heal you. You might feel a sudden, overwhelming urge to call a family member you haven't spoken to in years, or to write a letter to an old friend to mend a broken bridge. This is the angels' work. They are helping you to settle your spiritual accounts. They understand that we are called to enter the presence of God with hearts free from the poison of resentment and bitterness. This surge of memory is an act of immense mercy, a final opportunity to love and be loved, to heal the wounds we inflicted and had inflicted upon us. It is the angel helping you to pack for your final journey, ensuring you leave behind the heavy baggage of unforgiveness. The third and perhaps most mysterious sign is a deep and profound longing for home. This is a feeling that defies easy description. It is a form of spiritual homesickness for a place you have never consciously seen, yet your soul remembers perfectly. It can manifest as a quiet melancholy, a sense of being a stranger in a strange land, even when surrounded by loved ones. It is a deep, quiet pull towards something beyond the horizon of this life. This is your soul, prompted by your celestial guardian, beginning to yearn for its true origin and final destination, God Himself. Saint Faustina described this feeling in her own final days. Despite her immense physical suffering, she wrote of an incredible peace and a desire to finally be united with the one she loved above all else. This was not a desire to escape pain, but a desire to run into the arms of love. Her angel was preparing her, turning her spiritual gaze away from the setting sun of her earthly life and towards the dawn of eternity. These signs are not punishments or omens to be feared. They are graces. They are the gentle, loving hands of your guardian angel taking your hand and preparing you for the most important moment of your existence. It is a sacred dance of detachment, reconciliation, and longing. But this is all happening on the inside, within the soul. What happens on the outside? What does the angel do in the physical space, in the room where a person is dying, as the final moments draw near? What Saint Faustina saw next reveals the invisible reality of every deathbed and the incredible role our angel plays in our final breath.
As the final moments approach, the angel's presence becomes a tangible reality in the spiritual realm, even if it remains invisible to our physical eyes. Saint Faustina was granted this reality. She described the space around a dying person as becoming intensely charged, a focal point of immense spiritual activity. The first thing the angel does in the physical space is to create a sacred ground. They don't just stand guard, they consecrate the area. Their holy presence repels demonic influence and purifies the atmosphere. Have you ever walked into a room where someone is praying deeply and felt a palpable sense of peace? Multiply that by 1,000.
The angel's presence transforms an ordinary hospital room or bedroom into a sanctuary, a holy antechamber to eternity. This is why prayers offered at the bedside of the dying are so incredibly powerful. They are not spoken into a void. They are amplified and joined with the prayers of the angel, creating a powerful chorus that ascends directly to God. The angel becomes a spiritual conductor, orchestrating the graces flowing to the dying soul. They channel the power of the sacraments, especially the anointing of the sick and the final Eucharist, Viaticum. Saint Faustina saw how the angel would bow in profound reverence when a priest entered the room, recognizing the presence of Christ in his minister. She witnessed how the angel would assist the soul in receiving these final graces, opening their hearts to the flood of mercy being poured out upon them, even if the person was unconscious or unable to respond physically. The angel ensures that not a single drop of this divine medicine is wasted. Then comes one of the most beautiful and poignant moments. The angel begins to present to the soul a final panorama of their life, but this time it is a panorama of mercy. This is different from the angel's own review of your life. This is for you. Guided by the angel, the soul is shown not just its sins, but the moments of grace that followed. They are shown the time they fell, but then they are immediately shown the moment they went to confession and were forgiven. They are shown an act of selfishness, but then they are shown the moment their heart was moved to generosity. It is a review of their life through God's eyes. The angel helps the soul to see the golden thread of divine mercy that was woven through every single day, even the darkest ones. This is not to induce pride, but to inspire a final, profound act of trust. It is to show the soul that they have never, for a single moment, been outside the reach of God's love. This vision is designed to overwhelm the soul's final fears with an even greater sense of God's infinite tenderness. It is the angel's final argument against the despair that the enemy tries to sow. The angel is saying, look how much you have been loved. Look how faithful God has been to you. Trust Him now in this final moment. Trust Him. But what if the person has lived a life far from God? What if they are dying in a state of serious sin, unrepentant? Does the angel abandon them? Absolutely not. In fact, this is when the angel's work becomes most urgent, most desperate, and most beautiful. Saint Faustina's diary is filled with accounts of what happens in these critical moments, and it is a testament to a mercy that refuses to give up. What she saw will give you hope for every soul you have ever worried about. In the case of a soul dying in a state of grave sin, the guardian angel's role transforms into that of a final, desperate intercessor. They do not give up. Saint Faustina saw that the angel's battle intensifies to a fever pitch. The forces of darkness, sensing a potential victory, unleash their most terrifying assaults. The demons present to the dying person's mind a vision of their life filled only with failure, shame, and sin. They amplify every regret, every mistake, twisting them into a narrative of utter hopelessness. Their goal is to convince the soul that they are beyond forgiveness, that God could not possibly want them. Their final lie is the lie of despair. But in this terrifying darkness, the guardian angel becomes a beacon of defiant hope. Saint Faustina saw the angel standing firm, sometimes appearing to the soul in a visible form, radiating a light of peace and truth. They do not argue with the demons, they simply present the truth of God's mercy.
The angel's primary weapon in this final battle is prayer. But it is not just their own prayer. The angel gathers every prayer that has ever been said for that person throughout their entire life. Every rosary a mother prayed, every mass offered by a grandparent, every heartfelt plea from a friend. The angel gathers these prayers like glowing embers and presents them to the soul as a final lifeline of grace. Imagine that. A prayer you said for a loved one 20 years ago, a prayer you might have forgotten, is brought forward by their guardian angel at the most critical moment of their existence. No prayer is ever wasted. The angel uses this treasury of intercession to build a final bridge for the soul to cross back to God.
Then, the angel does something extraordinary. They make a final appeal directly to the divine mercy, invoking the merits of the passion of Jesus Christ. Saint Faustina recorded Jesus' own words to her about this moment. He said that in the final hour, he defends the soul as his own glory, and the angel reminds the soul of this promise. The angel presents to the soul's inner vision an image of Jesus on the cross, not as a figure of judgment, but as a figure of infinite, sacrificial love. They show the soul the wounds, the blood, the water, and communicate the truth. All of this was for you. This ocean of mercy was poured out for this very moment. All you have to do is reach out and take it. Even if the person cannot speak or make a physical sign, the angel can read the faintest movement of the soul's will. A flicker of trust, a tiny spark of contrition, a silent interior cry of, "Jesus, have mercy on me." That is all it takes. The angel seizes upon that tiny spark and fans it into a flame, presenting it to God as a victorious act of faith. Saint Faustina was asked by Jesus to pray a specific prayer, the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, for the dying, especially for hardened sinners. She was shown visions of how, when this chaplet was prayed at a deathbed, the demons would flee in terror, and an incredible light of grace would surround the soul, giving them the strength to turn back to God in their final moments. The guardian angel acts as the conduit for the power of these prayers. So you see, even for the soul that seems lost, the battle is not over until the very last breath. The guardian angel stands as the final sentinel of hope, the tireless advocate of mercy, fighting to the very end. But what happens at the exact moment the soul separates from the body? What is the angel's immediate task in that split second of transition? This is the moment of passage, and the angel's role is precise, immediate, and utterly crucial. The moment of death, the instant the soul separates from the body, is not an end. It is a birth. It is the soul's birth into eternity. And just as a midwife assists a child's birth into this world, the guardian angel assists the soul's birth into the next. In that precise, immeasurable instant, the angel performs their most sacred and immediate duty. They receive the soul. Saint Faustina described this as the angel gently taking the soul into its care, like a mother lifting her newborn child. It is an act of profound tenderness and protection. For the first time, you are fully aware of this magnificent being who has been by your side your entire life. You see them not with physical eyes, but with the eyes of your soul. You see their light, their beauty, their immense love for you. And in that moment of recognition, all fear of the unknown vanishes. You are not alone. You have never been alone. The angel's first act upon receiving the soul is to comfort it. The soul has just undergone the most traumatic and disorienting experience possible, the severing of its union with the body. It is a moment of profound shock. The angel's presence is a source of immediate peace and clarity, a stable anchor in the vast ocean of eternity. They communicate to the soul not with words, but with a pure transmission of thought and love. It is over. Your earthly trial is finished. You are safe now. I am with you. This reassurance is the first gift of eternal life. Immediately following this, the angel presents the soul to its particular judgment.
This is not a courtroom in the human sense with an angry judge and a prosecuting attorney. St. Faustina's visions and the teachings of the Church describe it as an instantaneous and overwhelming illumination. In that moment, in the presence of Christ, the soul sees itself as God sees it. It sees its entire life, every thought, word, and deed, in the pure, unadulterated light of truth. There are no excuses, no rationalizations, no hiding. The soul sees the love it accepted and the love it rejected. And the guardian angel stands right there, beside the soul, not as a passive observer, but as a witness. As we discussed earlier, the angel presents the inventory of grace. They hold up every good deed, every hidden sacrifice, every moment of love, not to bargain with God, but to show the truth of the soul's journey. They are the testament to the soul's struggle and its desire for good, however imperfect.
The angel's presence is a source of immense comfort during this overwhelming moment of truth. They are a reminder of God's constant care and protection throughout the soul's life. Their presence testifies that even in the soul's greatest failings, God's grace was always present, always offering a way back. Based on this judgment of truth and mercy, the soul's destination is determined: heaven, purgatory, or hell. And the guardian angel's mission continues, but it changes depending on the outcome. This is a crucial point that is often overlooked. The angel's job is not over at the moment of death. Their relationship with you is eternal. If the soul is destined for heaven, either immediately or after a period of purification, the angel's role becomes one of joyous escort. What does that journey look like? What does St. Faustina's angel show her about this triumphant procession into paradise? The answer reveals the glorious conclusion to a life lived in faith and the beautiful destiny that awaits us all. If the soul is judged worthy of the beatific vision, the guardian angel's final earthly task is complete, and their eternal one begins. With a joy that is unimaginable to us, the angel escorts the soul they have guarded for a lifetime into the kingdom of heaven. St. Faustina describes this journey not as a solitary walk, but as a triumphant procession. She saw souls being greeted by choirs of other angels, by the saints they had a devotion to, and by the Blessed Virgin Mary herself, the Queen of heaven and earth. The soul is bathed in a light that is not just seen, but felt, a light that is pure love, pure truth, and pure joy. And leading the way, presenting the soul to its Creator, is its faithful guardian angel, their mission gloriously accomplished. And what of the souls destined for purgatory? The angel does not abandon them at the gates. Their role shifts to one of comfort and assistance. They carry our prayers for the holy souls in purgatory directly to them, like a soothing balm on their purifying pain. The angel remains a link between the church on earth and the church suffering, encouraging the soul as it is cleansed and made perfect, eagerly awaiting the day they can complete their journey into heaven. What St. Faustina saw was not meant to frighten us, but to awaken us. The intricate, loving, and merciful process that unfolds when our guardian angel receives their final order is a testament to how deeply and personally God loves each of us. He has assigned us a Prince of Heaven to walk with us, fight for us, and ultimately to guide us home. This isn't just a story about the end of life. It is a revelation about how we should live right now. Your guardian angel is with you at this very moment, listening, watching, and praying for you. You can choose to ignore this incredible gift, or you can choose to enter into a conscious relationship with your celestial friend. By doing so, you begin to cooperate with your own salvation, making your angel's work easier and your own journey more peaceful. You start preparing for that final beautiful moment, today. Turning signs into action, your practical guide in the next 24 hours. 1. The first acknowledgement.
The very first thing you do when you wake up tomorrow morning, before your feet hit the floor, close your eyes and say, "Good morning, my guardian angel. Thank you for watching over me. Please guide and protect me today." This simple act begins to build a conscious awareness of their constant presence. 2. The prayer of trust. At some point during your day, find a quiet moment to pray the short prayer Jesus taught St. Faustina, which is often said after the chaplet. "O blood and water, which gushed forth from the heart of Jesus as a fount of mercy for us, I trust in you." This is a powerful act of placing your entire being, including your final moments, into the hands of divine mercy. 3. A secret act of mercy. Do one small kind thing for someone that no one else will ever know about. Pay for the coffee of the person behind you. Leave a kind anonymous note for a coworker, or say a silent prayer for a stranger on the street. Offer this secret act to your guardian angel to present to God, consciously adding to your inventory of grace. In the next 7 days. 1. The reconciliation audit. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Ask your guardian angel to gently bring to your mind one relationship in your life that is broken or wounded by unforgiveness.
This week is not necessarily to solve it, but to take the first step. Write down the person's name, and every day for the rest of the week, say a simple prayer for their well-being. This begins the holy work of detachment from resentment. 2. Pray for the dying. At least once this week, pray the chaplet of divine mercy, but do it with a specific intention taught by St. Faustina. Offer it for all the souls who will die on this day, especially for hardened sinners who are alone and have no one to pray for them. You will be participating directly in the spiritual battle your own angel will one day fight for you. In the next 30 days. 1. The Angel's Journal. Keep a simple notebook by your bed. Every night for the next 30 days, write down just one thing. Answer the question, where did I see or feel the guidance of my angel today? It could be a moment of inspiration, a close call you avoided, a sudden feeling of peace, or a temptation you overcame. This practice will train your spiritual eyes to see the invisible reality all around you. 2. The gift of detachment. Identify one worldly thing you are overly attached to. It could be a fear about your finances, a need for others' approval, or even a material possession. For 30 days, make a conscious act of mentally giving it to God each morning. Say, "Lord, this is yours. Help me to hold it loosely. My only true home is with you." This is a practical exercise in preparing your soul for the ultimate act of letting go. Your final moment is being prepared with infinite love. Begin living today in the light of that eternal dawn. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next revelations. Comment what you thought of this video and what city you're watching from. Share this with someone who needs to hear this message.